I'm Carcina. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. Morning, scrubs. Well, it's time. Y'all wanted to know about Klay Thompson and Meg the Stallion and the breakup and why it all happened. The whole 9. Everybody want to know. Everybody want to know. They got to know. They can't sit there and not know. Well, this is going to go way different than what you thought. Because I've already been telling y'all. And nobody had paid attention. Because they just couldn't see it. And they love to say, well, what do you know, Sino? You don't know anything. You just be talking. Well, happy birthday. Glad you stopped by on your birthday. So, in case you've been under the rock, Meg the Stallion announced that her and Klay Thompson are kaput. It is finished. The relationship is done. She stated that he introduced her to the parents, and then he got cold feet. She was there for all his mood swings and everything. She stood by him through all of it. And in the end, Klay Thompson said he doesn't know if he could be monogamous. And the situation didn't become clear because Klay did not share this before he ends up getting caught first, allegedly, with WNBA basketball player Lexi Brown. Now, Klay has always had a type. Klay has always been that guy that had a type. You see, Lexi Brown, we're going to get to Meg, but Lexi Brown looks just like the other girl he had. The girl that was in Spider-Man, that Laura, what's her name? Laura something. She looks just like, they look just alike. She looked just like Meg the Stallion, not Meg the Stallion, but Lexi Brown. That was the girl he was with the longest. He was with Laura the longest. Megan don't even fit Klay Thompson. That's why I said it was class act 2. Those two did not even fit. No one took the relationship serious. And when they went public last summer, it was, oh, okay, she don't know what this is. First off, when you go public and say y'all a couple, and it started in the summertime, and you're with an NBA basketball player, that means you're really for the off season. Once the season starts, and you got to live with or be around this person 24/7, then you got to understand what type of person you're dealing with. Now, this whole relationship, people are going to say, well, Meg was probably ready to go out and cheat and start dating somebody else. Look at what she did to Klay and all the other men she dated before. She probably had a side dude the whole time. All of this stuff is going and flying around, right? But nobody's looking at the real issue. The problem is Klay Thompson. Klay has always been a problem. His problem is Klay could date anybody he wants. Nobody would say a word. They'd be like, Klay, go on and be Klay Thompson. This is what you've always done. Klay problem is he don't know how to date. He goes all the way. He basically relationship these women and basically court them. Like he wants to be with them fully, knowing this isn't what he wants. He wants to be free and go out and do whatever and don't have any attachments. But he wants to act as if, like, lead the women on to believe he want that. Like, I want the wife and kid. I want what Steph and them got. He gets the women to believe in that, knowing that's not what he wants. But the illusion that he puts up, like this is what he wants, is crazy. And you play with women's emotions when you do that, Klay. You damage them because you lie to them. It's not game. It's called foolishness. You Klay Thompson, you don't need game. Okay, you got a basketball game. That's your game. Now, what you do when you do that is you damage these women, and then the next dude who got to deal with them got to deal with the bullshit you just did. We got to go through hell because Klay Thompson didn't play it with their damn heart. Now we got to go through the selfish, crazy, deranged woman who gonna be comparing us to Klay, to guys like Klay, who play with women's hearts, then break them, then roll over to the next one. Klay is a professional at this. Now, I've covered this before in different forms, way before this happened. You see, we're going to get to the Meg thing and exploit that a little bit more, but we got to peel back the layers. This is why it's the truth behind Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion breakup. Because this is what we do here. We got to take you to the beginning. Remember I told you who he really was in love with? The girl he really liked but kept screwing with her head? That girl right there, Laura, the longest relationship he's ever had, through the breakups and makeups, his cheating, all of it. I'm going to bring y'all up to again. We are back up against it, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Unbelievable. Here, you're about to hear some things that might not be reported to you ever, but you might be interested to listen. Listen. This concerns you. Right? You might be interested in listening to it. Let's go. Hit the like button, Klay Thompson. The man just played an unbelievable NBA Finals, averaging about 25 points a game. Played in 5 of the games, and the 6 games that it went. He was injured. Little part into the second game. But Klay had a lot going on behind the scenes, buddy boy. Woo! A lot. Now, everything started to ooze out to the press a little bit in bits. Kibbles and bits. I did a video on Klay about a month ago. Klay in a breakup that he was having with his girlfriend. You remember that? I don't know if you remember.
He remember.
But I had a video with Klay and his girlfriend, and I did the breakup video.
Yep. You remember that?
Klay Thompson's girlfriend sees this video, and things went haywire.
Yep.
It went to a whole nother level.
Sure did.
And the reason why I say this is because we need to understand what happened.
I don't. I know what happened.
Klay Thompson and his girl, they were semi-broke up.
Aha!
And semi-broke up is not the same as broken up.
Not the same.
So when my thing said the truth behind the breakup with Klay Thompson and such, well, it kind of sent everybody into a little bit of a frenzy. And that little bit of a frenzy caused a storm.
Yes, it did. Soon as I made the video.
Now, let me say in my defense, I was just telling you what I knew. Okay?
Yeah, that's what I did.
Never knew it was going to get as crazy and how many layers were actually behind all this stuff. Right? So, anyway, Klay Thompson and this girl is apparently working at it. Like they're working to get back together and such. So that was the case. That's the way it looked and appeared to the rest of the world, that they're working on, you know, trying to see if they can, you know, salvage what they had and have a relationship, you know. That was what was very important to each one of them at the time. So when people saw that, because it actually had Klay Thompson and Michael B. Jordan situation, and then she happens to be in it, which brought up the situation at hand. And I really didn't want to throw her name under the bus like that and bring her all the way into it. But what the hell? Lori Harrier. What's her name? Harrier? Laura Harrier. All right? Let's bring her name. Let's get it all out. I'm going Tupac style. Hit him up.
Yeah.
So Lori Harrier is watching the Klay Thompson Michael B. Jordan beef video that I got on YouTube.
Yep.
She sees this video and she's like, oh my God, look what they're saying about me. Being with you has caused all this. She's really paranoid about her career, what her manager said, blah, blah, blah. You're embarrassing me. What this is going to look like? And she's a black girl. She's a sister. So now she's like, this is why I can't be out in public with you. And to you, your image is bad. And you're out here dating Instagram models. And that's not a good look for me. So Klay and her have worked past this. This video comes up and he's like, that's some crackpot thing on YouTube. These people make stuff up all the time. I don't have no problems with him. Do you believe in that crap? She's no. Who's this girl? I just want to make sure that we're doing the right thing. And if we step out, all of this stuff and this and that. I saw this video on YouTube. It's a new video and it's saying it documented everything that we were going through. Some of it is true, a lot of it is true, but who is this girl at the end of it? I don't know her. Is this one of your girls on Instagram? Like, what is going on? So anyway, they worked past that, right? Apparently. Then, right before the NBA Finals, it was official. Klay, who had promised that he was on the up and up, got caught not being on the up and up. Because another girl, who we did not mention, in play, actually came into existence, and she started doing some digging, and she found out that it was basically about to be over anyway. Klay was set up to end everything basically after the finals. But so all of his we're working on his stuff was going to come to an end officially after the finals. She finds out and just cuts him off completely because she found out she was being fooled. And what she did when she did her digging and what she found out was that Klay Thompson was dating the ex-girlfriend of his best friend, one of his closest friends when he came into the league. When they drafted Klay Thompson and brought him on the team, David Lee was like one of his mentors on the team. You know, him and Bogut, worked together on the court. And this was like a family, and this was his girlfriend, Sabina, supermodel, gorgeous. Her and Aisha Curry, they bonded. They bonded. She took Aisha places. When they went out, took a team trip. That was her bestie. So while Klay, they try to make it look like Klay and Steph, because they were the Splash Brothers, that they hung out all the time, and they did not. Klay lived the gigolo life. Steph is married. So if you're coupled up and booed up, that's the only way that's gonna really work. So now David Lee hung out more with Steph. Then injuries happen. David Lee's injured. He's got an injured plague season. Things aren't looking too well. He comes back the next year. Draymond Green takes his spot. He wasn't too happy about that because he was injured. And then when he came back, Draymond Green, they was like, nah, we're going to stay with Draymond and you just come off the bench. He wasn't too happy about that. But he accepted his role. Then he was gone. And so was his girl, Sabina. He's like, come on, baby, we're going to Boston. You're going to Boston. Not me. Baby, you just going to let me go to Boston by myself? Yeah. I'm staying here. Now, she knew Klay. Klay hung out with him. They seen him, a lot. And she saw Klay with his girls and everything else. And she starts seeing Klay shining. And now he's superstar Klay Thompson. And now she wants a piece. So now, through this whole time, when he was hanging out with Steph more than he's ever hung out with Steph in his whole career in these past few months, Laura was thinking, wow, he's hanging out with Steph. So I know nothing's gonna happen there because Aisha, you know, she wouldn't let nothing with Klay hang around and do all this stuff. Steph's married, you know, they wouldn't do all these things. So if he's hanging out with them, I'm all good. I don't even gotta worry about it. Oh, well, you needed to worry about it because Aisha's there and she's hooking him up with her bestie. This has happened before, by the way. Clayton already ran through one of her besties before and it didn't work out and that kind of severed the friendship between him and Steph. And now here it is again, another bestie, Sabine. And now her and Klay has been, you know, going out on some dates, you know, sending messages back and forth. So she finds all this out and was like, bop, we're done. Dropped all communication. Now, the problem is, Klay really liked that chocolate. He wanted the cake and eat it too. He like, look, I want my cake and I want to eat it too. What's wrong with that? At least can I get a slice of the cake? I'll share the cake. So Klay just don't like the fact that he wasn't the one to end things. You know, it's like, wait a minute. Saying, I'm love him and leave him Klay. This don't happen to me. I do the dumping. So through the whole NBA Finals, he's dealing with this. This circus is going on game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Klay is balancing all of this nonsense throughout the NBA Finals. David Lee, right now, because this is way back then with the David Lee situation. I'm just trying to catch you up to speed. So now David Lee is already engaged to the #1 tennis star in the world, and Lord behold, today they got married in Italy. So Sabina was all in her emotions crying. I'm happy, Mama. You know, I kind of think, you know, it kind of breaks my heart, you know, a little bit, because I thought that was going to be me, and I'm not married. And she's really working. And who's her coach? Aisha Curry. Good. Put that guilt on Klay. Klay is looking like, I just tore my ACL. You know, we'll talk, we'll chat. So they're texting each other back and forth. Then he's sitting there trying to text Laura back because he's like, this Sabina's too emotional right now. Like she's trying to push me down the let's get engaged aisle. That's where she's trying to be. You think she got dressed up and came to a lot of those Golden State Warriors games just so she could say what's up to you and y'all could just date? No, she wants that ring. She wants to be sitting there in that doggone arena. She wants to be Mrs. Klay Thompson. That's what she wants. And you got Laura over here, your chocolate chunk, that you really want to be with too and party with. She wants a man that's serious. And if you can't be that guy, she's out. So that's the dilemma that's been going on around here. You know, we got breaking news and it ain't about the Lakers. How about that? So this is the circus that's going on behind all this scenes, and everybody can take it and run with it, but it is one big crazy circus right now. And I do not want to be Klay Thompson in this situation.
Now, if you understood that, don't forget the Cash App is Carcino, by the way. The banner should have been going already. I don't know why it isn't. Okay, there it is. Now, let's get to the gist of this so that people understand it. So now you know that. That's Klay's past. Klay dated his ex-teammate, his mentor, David Lee.
Sabina was his girl. He leaves the team. They break up. Klay is now banging her. Break up and he start hitting it. So that's what that situation was. Aisha don't want Steph hanging with Klay. They was the Splash Brothers. They wanted to market them like they the best friends of all time. Those dudes they barely see each other when they played because Klay lived with his brother and they were wild. Draymond hung out with them when they single, so they used to get down. Draymond's a married man now, so he can't be hanging around Klay. Steph can't hang with Klay because he know Aisha ain't gonna let him hang out with Klay at all. So only when Sabina was there, her bestie. Oh, look, Sabina, it's Klay. Y'all look so cute together. Come on, Klay. Come on out, let's double dip. That's when she allowed Steph to be around Klay. And they thought Klay was gonna hook up with her. That's love him and leave him Klay. He is never going to commit. That's their problem. Everybody think this is Meg's fault. Meg didn't do anything wrong. She thought she finally got herself a good one. Like, I got a good one now. I ain't got no thug. I ain't got nothing. I got me a good one. I'm going to keep him. She went on a diet, lost all that weight, Ozempic herself. She thought she had her a good one. See, what Aisha didn't realize is that Klay, he liked the chocolate. He liked them sisters. So Meg thought because Klay brought her to the parents, this is why I don't understand this type of behavior from these guys. Don't bring girls around your parents. You have no plans on making your girl forever. I'm not bringing you around my family so that my family is like, we black. So, they very open to everybody, loving. So if I bring somebody around my family and we break up, shoot, she'll still be over at the house. They'll be like, yeah, y'all broke up, but yeah, she still like family. Shoot, my uncles, I'll be thinking chicks, my auntie. I'll be, hey, auntie. He's like, that's not your auntie. He's like, I dated her when I was 17 years old, and she's been hanging around the family for the last 30, 40 years. She's never moved on. I done got married and everything, and here she is hanging around. So I've learned from my uncles. They was like, look, don't ever bring no chick around that you ain't finna marry. Not around here. I'm like, you right. Half these people you think is your aunties like your uncle's ex-girlfriends. Right, I bring a girl around, we break up, and here she is still hanging around. I'm here to see your mama. I'm not even here to talk to you. I'll be like, oh, well, then you need to go. I'm not hanging around your mama. You got to leave. So here's the thing. Klay Thompson, and when she's talking about the mood swings, Klay gets emotional. Like, he really goes through depression on states. And he made everybody in Golden State miserable his last year. And when Klay gets miserable, he don't it's very hard for him to get back on track. He's moody. Always been the moody kid. Fun gotta be around when he's up. When he's down, and he holds on to things. Chicks don't like guys like that. They usually, that turns chicks off. That's like a no-brainer. But you're Klay Thompson. So they're going to give you the benefit of the doubt. This is why Meg put up with all this shit. A lot of y'all going to blame Meg. I tried to tell you. Before you blame Meg, you better listen to the video first. It ain't her fault. It's 100% on Klay. Now, Klay is such a coward. Instead of breaking it off with Meg, he gets caught cheating, allegedly, with Lexi Brown for the WNBA. Now, Lexi Brown, as I was saying earlier, looks like his ex, Laura, the one that we was talking about in the video, the one he keeps used to run back to. Now, it's like she's going to move on. And that seemed like the girl he really loves is Laura. They resemble each other. And the thing about Klay is he really wants Laura, but he doesn't want to commit to Laura. That's Klay Thompson being Klay Thompson. He doesn't know how to not be that way. He's consistently doing this. He always makes the wrong decisions because he's love him and leave him Klay. Yeah. He's a mess. It messed up. He almost didn't get drafted. He got caught smoking weed and marijuana, getting high in college, doing stupid shit. And his daddy was like, well, he going to have to learn on his own. Klay made his bed. He going to have to light it. If he want to ruin his chances going to the league because he want to smoke weed, then let him go. He went through hell, man. It was a big thing with Klay Thompson. Almost ruined his draft chances. Matter of fact, that's what got him on Golden State. Lexi Brown, she's a cute girl. I mean, I wouldn't say she's sexy. She's a cute girl, but she plays basketball. Her career is pretty much done. Like she couldn't even make it in the WNBA. Yep, D Brown, daughter from the Celtics. The one that got fired off Yo's Arena. Now, Klay wants Laura. And allegedly, he's telling Lexi Brown that him and Meg's relationship was only for PR. It wasn't real. Like, no, that relationship wasn't real. It was just PR. What Meg said, that's bullshit. But that's what Klay does. Klay is a coward, won't confront him. Klay got benched in Dallas. They moved Klay Thompson to the bench. And that's what doomed the relationship with Meg Thee Stallion. I'm telling y'all right now exactly what happened. This is how I know he's gone. He met with Meg because they both got places out in Cali, but she's a Texas girl. She from San Antonio area. And Houston, she know all those areas, Dallas. So she knows where to go and everything out there. Klay's just out there not knowing too many places. So she was taking Klay to places that he would like. Now, Klay liked the beach. He liked the water. He liked all that stuff. Now, when Dallas was going through everything that they were going through this season, after he could have went to the Lakers, but they offered him an insulting price. you know, and his father works there, and he was like, man, you know, like, and he was like, man, I don't know, playing with LeBron, you know, I don't know how that's gonna work out. And then I see what happened to guys over there. Like the media just dog them, and then they dump on them and get rid of them. And then LeBron had you playing somewhere in Buffalo. They don't even got a team. So after it's all said and done, Klay Thompson turns around and goes, hey, you know what? This is what I think needs to happen right now. I think we need to go down this route. Meg the Stallion and him went public. They started screwing around the whole time in the summer when they hooked up. Then they went official in July. It ain't even a year and it's already over. So before she made the statement, it was already done for like weeks. Like they really been broke up like in March. Yeah, she caught Klay cheating, you know, and she was like, what are you doing? And that's when he was talking about he couldn't be monogamous. But he was checked out of the relationship back in the regular season when they moved him to the bench. And they started letting a rookie and Cooper Flag get all the shine and take as many shots as he wanted when the team was struggling. Anthony Davis goes down. Kyrie Irving's out for the season. So they never really had a chance to be at full strength. And then they decided that, well, Klay, he wasn't performing well. His shot was just off and he couldn't hit 2 threes in a game no more. And it was like, that doesn't make sense. And he doesn't know what's going on. So he's depressed that he's not performing well. And, you know, so he's in a bad mood. And Meg's is trying to be there for him, and she doesn't know how to be there for him. Like she's trying, but, you know, she's got her appearances and stuff she's got to do. But he's just moody, and then he takes it out on her. And she was just dealing with it. You know, he just moody and just get rude and just leave me alone. You know, like he just gets shut down and take it out on her. Like she the one that benched him or something. So when they moved Klay to the bench and said, Klay's on the bench, you know, that was insulting to him, you know. Because that's what he did at Golden State. They was like, Klay, you got to come off the bench. And that was not cool for Klay Thompson to be delegated to coming off the bench. Like 2 years off the winning a championship. You want me to come off the bench? That's a hard adjustment for somebody like Klay Thompson. So he was in a depressive state in Golden State. And he told Dre, like, look, man, this is me. I chose to leave. Like they gave me an offer. It was a low offer, but I chose to leave because, you know, I need to find out for myself, you know, I need to be out there on my own where I have a chance to do something, you know, on my own, give myself a chance instead of just being Steph and Klay. You know, I need a chance to go out and do my own thing. Now, at the end of this season, I think Klay's gone. I think he's leaving Dallas. He's going back towards the West Coast. See if he can end his career out. I don't know if he's going to end it out with the Lakers or Golden State. But I think that's what he's going to try to do, is go out that route. Because Klay liked to be by the ocean. So he's a West Coast kid. So him being out west makes sense. He said he's going to retire once his contract ends. I don't know if he retires. It depends. Klay still believes there's still game in him. Like the greatness he's going to be great again. And everybody's like, dude, you're done. And it's not just that. This is why people don't understand how Achilles injuries take away everything. Like you basically don't have your leg the same anymore. Like a lot of people think Jason Tatum is back 100%. He's not close to being where he was. But now he can still do a pull-up three. But defensively, his leg is not moving the same no more. It's almost like it's like gained weight. And it's like you're moving some extra weight on that leg. Yeah, because see, Laura was with Michael B. Jordan, and that's how Klay and Michael B. Jordan had words. Because she's tired of him. She's tired of Klay. Like, I'm not waiting on you. So she went out with Michael B. Jordan, and that got him hot. Yeah, Klay was checked out of the relationship, but he was hoping Meg just leave him because he's such a coward. Klay don't want to just tell her, like, I don't think this is going to work out. I'm not happy. He knows he's going to look like a piece of crap. So he just goes out and starts dating, hoping she just leaves him. But look at that, though. All the WAP girls, Cardi B and Meg, yeah, they wet. They WAP. Come get this WAP. Everybody running away from the WAP. You got Stephon Diggs and doggone Klay Thompson. They's like, nah, we good on that WAP. WAP, when they say WAP 0 for 2 right now. WAP is 0 for 2. So they can say what they want. Nikki's still married. She married to a murderer, but hey, R word and a murderer, but at least she married. She can hold that over them. And I'm like, this is crazy, right? These supposed to be the hottest girls in hip hop, in rap history. These are the hottest women on the table. They hot to try. And the only thing people are talking about with these hottest women in the game, like, man, they're the hottest thing in the world. And why nobody want them? Why nobody want these women? Stacey Dash, Holly Berry, Janet Jackson. Meg, Cardi, Nikki. Well, Nikki's married now, so somebody got her. But nobody else want them. That's what it is. Yeah, 100%. So if you get in the game, right, and you see this for what it is, and they say, oh, it's a PR, the conservatives and all that. Klay is a private dude. Like he's quiet. Yeah, like Meg is too loud. This was never gonna work. I'm like, Meg is a superstar. She was bringing Klay. They thought she bringing Klay out of his shell. I said, this is not going to end well. Mm-mm-mm. Well, oh no, I don't know what Klay Thompson gonna do after that. What he gonna do for an encore? He gonna try to run back to Laura. Mm. What's up, Jamil? Neil on another one. She for the streets. All these fine women. Sanaa Lathan, all of them. Don't nobody want. It's like, man, everybody be like, man, I still like Sanaa Lathan. I gotta take my chances. But man, don't nobody want to keep them. So that tells you it ain't always about looks. There's something missing with those women. See, a lot of these women, they have been, their whole lives, people have been telling them they so beautiful. Some of them, it goes to their head, they so stuck up from all these sexual advances that they're getting from these men, like in other areas. This is a first-time experience for some of them. So that's genuinely like how it is. They choosing wrong. Of course they choosing wrong. You know why? Because they're not choosing based on merit of this is the right guy for me. They're picking it based on superficial ideals. They're not saying I'm picking somebody to be my soulmate that I could share with and we could build with, and I will help him as he helps me. Cardi tried to have that with Offset, but you know what you got when you got it. She thought he was just going to grow up being around her. Oh, yeah. Man, all these NBA players sleep with each other's girls, man. David Lee was his dude. Like, that was his guy. Klay Thompson's guy was David Lee. And he had Sabina first. So to see that was kind of shocking. Yeah, that was his homeboy. That was David Lee. No. See, that's David Lee. That was his former teammate. Klay was his homie. Like, that was his rook. You know, like, I'm bringing you up. So he used to go to their house with his girl, everything. And then Klay, you end up screwing his girl, man. And then they got David Lee up out of there. That's how Sabina got in the mix, because she ends up being cool with Klay Thompson, with Steph Curry. Like, she's hanging out, like she's Aisha Curry's bestie. Then David Lee, he went and he got traded to like the Knicks. and he played for New York, and she didn't want to go to New York with him. She was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna stay out here in Cali. I ain't going to New York. It's too many rats." So she didn't want to go to that rat Ninja Turtle life that they got up in New York. Mm-hmm. Outlaw, you sleep with anybody. So look, that's him and Sabina right there. They let they let Klay into their house and everything, right? As soon as they break up and David Lee went and found another girl and got married, he was serious. So she was out there on the stroll, and Klay was like, "Hey, fish on the hook." So she started going to the Golden State games with Aisha to go pick up Klay. That's why she popping up at the games. So, but Klay was just gonna hit it and quit it. That's love him and leave him, Klay Thompson. He's never gonna be serious. See, the thing with me is entirely different. Yeah, Klay like the sisters. You know, that's why his ex looked like, Lexi Brown. he keep them like that. Klay like the sisters. But the thing about Klay is, and the difference with me is, I tell a chick exactly what I'm gonna do, and then I do it. I ain't got time for games. I'm like, you ain't gonna never have to worry about me cheating on you, because I would definitely tell you if I was gonna do it. That's how much it's not like I don't care. I'm like, look, I don't have time for you to get mad or jealous and put a knife in my back. I'm watching all this stuff now on TV where these women snap and just start going crazy because the guy then cheated or whatever and all this. I'm like, look, I ain't got time for that. I'd rather just tell you before anything happened is over. You wasn't cutting it no more, you wasn't, holding up your end of the slack. I had to cut ties, I had to cut the rope, But hey, we had a good few months. We had a lot of fun. Just think of this as a life experience, Free lesson. Hmm. Nah. He said I'm cheating so I can have that. I'm saying I'm not blaming Klay. Like, I'm not coming down there and really condemning him. I'm just saying I know what Klay is. I've seen this behavior before. It's just called, remember the movie Failure to Launch? That's Klay Thompson. He has a failure to launch. He doesn't want to go that route with wife and kids. He thought he did. He's like, oh, well, I thought about 30 hours. Klay, you going to be raising your grandkids by the time it's done. You don't want kids. You don't want that life yet. Not while you're playing. But they know what time it is. Oh, 100%, man. So now you can date Lexi Brown in peace. Nobody's gonna see her in public, and no one's gonna care if you broke up with her. She'll be there for whatever team you got going on. Yeah, well, when they don't expect you to do anything, that's when you surprise people. Yeah, that's why they said, well, you probably doing too much. No, I don't see it that way. That's what I said. I'm somebody who tell women the truth, man. I ain't got time to lie to you, especially in 2026. I'm like, dude, what are you lying for? That ain't even necessary. Girls is pretty much putting out anything. You could tell a girl, hey, I'm cheating on you with this girl. She'd be like, okay, well, why you invite me? We all can get down. I'll be like, 2026, boy, this is just crazy. Nobody has standards. What's up? Mizzle is up. Mizzle be getting that good sleep because he passed out early. Never for dating. Well, that's Klay. Klay want to date, but see, the thing is, like I told y'all, he played with women's emotions. He got Meg thinking he all vested, like he all in. Meg believed that nonsense. Meg believed that this was the good man. This is a good thing. This is a good flex. Because she know Klay's a good dude. So she put up with all that stuff. Because she thinking, oh, he introduced me to his parents. I mean something to him. This is gonna be good for my brand. I got me a good one. I got an NBA player. I got Klay Thompson. She ain't got no thug. She got Klay. Yeah, I know. Man, Klay is a mess. He was gonna fight Michael B. Jordan. First of all, Klay, Klay, Klay. Fighting Michael B. Jordan is like the dumbest thing you could do. Like when he was like he was I think he was doing the Creed movie at that time. I'm like, somebody in the middle of making a boxing movie, and you think the ideal thing to do is to say, hey, me and this guy need to throw hands because he needs to know that that's my girl. Like, are you okay? Did you bump your head? He's not thinking of you. No one is thinking of you. That's always the move. You know how you always feel like you could find something better up the road or better up the block? Mm. Yeah, I think a better response from Atlanta would happen in Game 5. Uh, if it comes to that, Klay Thompson, where what if he gets picked up by the Detroit Pistons? Then we play him. But we don't need Klay Thompson. Dribbling is not his strong suit. Hmm. Man, I didn't see. Man, it's Clay's brother used to pull him in so much garbage. Imagine having a brother that just keeps pulling you into all kind of nonsense. Right? Why would you want to be around that person? Mm. Man, Stacey Dash, it's like when these women hit like 50 and they hit a midlife crisis, they start trying to think they still got it. You know, they be trying to show off on the gram and everything else. I remember one dude clowned this girl. She out there twerking on the gram and stuff. He was like, all right, you gonna be walking home by yourself. Yeah, pretty much. That's the gist of it. But anyway, you know the story now. You know why all of this is happening. She was putting up with it, with his mood swings, everything. So she was dealing with a time bomb. And don't forget to go to the Patreon. We got some new videos out on the Patreon as well. Your boy Cena been working. I'm out once again, thanking you. Peace. And God bless.